In 1968, Hamilton, which was back then an American watch company, introduced their what to become a classic Intramatic sports watch, and which took many of its design clues from motorsports, such as the dials and the graphs or chronographs from Ferrari and American muscle cars. Since then, this design has been copied by countless different watch brands, including so many Chinese brands. 53 years later, Poedagar was one of those brands to pay homage to this classic watch. Let's see what they've done. Good day to you all, and welcome back to another BBW review. Today we have the Poedagar P921, a pretty good homage to the Hamilton Intramatic. And the first thing I would like to say off the bat, for you to remember, is this does cost $12. Shipped and packaged from Shenzhen in China. Again, $12. So what do we get for that? Now, going round to the basic measurements, you have a 48mm lug to lug. And that's mainly because, as you notice, these lugs are set quite deep into the body of the watch. And you get these quite angled lugs which hug the wrist. So it should fit even the slimmest of wrists. The diameter of the dial is 41.8 millimeters with a 22 millimeter lug width. The actual weight, including this pretty good leather strap, is 62 grams. The depth is quite a chunky boy. You get a very flat back and a very flat crystal, giving a 12.5 millimeter depth. For $12, you are going to get an alloy case. Now this has been plated very well, better than most I've seen. There's no pitting, no shadowing, pretty good application all around. Up to the very slim bezel, which angles up to the flat crystal, which just comes over slightly that bezel. The crystal itself has been described as a hardlex, but I haven't seen anywhere that does actually confirm that. But I'll take it from Poedagar, it is hardlex. Now onto the side. You have, as on the original Hamilton, two pushers. The first pusher being to start and stop the subdials, and the bottom one to reset all the subdials. Although on the original Hamilton, the subdials are at the 3 and the 9. You don't get a subdial at the 6th position. The crown itself is quite big, chunky, and the action is quite nice. It's not too smooth and it's not too stiff. It works well, it does its job. Now, as I like to do on all quartz watches, is to check that minute hand jump to see what kind of action lies inside this watch, what kind of quartz movement. So setting the minute hand at the 12. Now when I push it in, does it jump? It doesn't jump at all, so good movement. Oh, once again, the crown is unsigned, of course. The back cover, stainless steel, which is a good tell that the rest of the watch isn't. Stainless steel back cover, water resistant to 3 ATM, 30 meters. You have the Poedagar logo, the name, and the serial number P91. This is a standard press-on case because of that 3 ATM water resistance. Now onto the real meat of the watch, which is below that crystal. What do we have here? Now, moving from the outer to the inner parts of the dial, you have a cream chapter ring where you have numerals every 5 minutes and minute markers printed in between those with a tachymeter around the edge, which is kind of redundant on this watch anyway. Moving deeper, you have a beautiful blue dial, and inside that dial you have the 3 subdials. The subdial at the 3 is a 24-hour marker. So when the hand is on the right side of the dial, when it's on the right side, it's going to be AM. When it's on the left side, it's going to be PM. The subdial at the 6 is a flyback second hand. And at the 9, you have a subdial that keeps track of the second hand movement from the 6. The difference between the original Hamilton and this is that the Hamilton only has 2 subdials, and they are actually chronometer subdials. Back to the base, you have applied markers, battens, all around, with a double batten at the 12 and very small ones which are obscured by the subdials on the 9, the 3 and the 6. The subdials themselves are really nice. They're silver, and as you see with a beautiful sunburst, they have a concentric circle pattern to give that sunburst pattern. So that's really nice. Between the 4 and the 5, or 4:30, you have a very subtle date window, which I don't mind that at all. And on the top, below the 12, the Poedagar logo, which is printed, and the name printed below that. Now, onto the handset. Let's put those in a more obvious position to see. It is quite a busy dial, and at times the hands can get lost. So it's not not the easiest watch to look at a glance, to get that time at a glance, because of those subdials. The hands themselves are basic stick hands with a thin slither of lume down the hour and the minute. The second hand is a white stick with, as you see, it's a rectangle about 3/4 of the way down. So for some it can be a very busy looking dial. But I've seen this watch in the other colourways. The other colourways are black and I think I remember dark green. And the subdials are also black and dark green. So that's pretty difficult to look at, even without the subdials on those other colourways. So I think this blue and cream is the best variety to choose from. Now the last thing for focus is onto this strap. Now they didn't skimp out at all on this strap. It's a very thick, supple leather strap, and it's padded, as you can see here, padded at the ends. So that's going to hang on to this watch for some time. It's a really, really comfortable strap. You have the Poedagar logo on one side of the watch, and the name printed down the other side, with 2 keepers, one fixed and one floating, with a reasonable amount of holes to fit most size wrists. There's your genuine leather. Now, I personally think I do like the strap, but I've been recently looking at the original Hamilton Intramatic and seen it on a mesh bracelet. Today I wanted to use the original. This is how it will come to you if you decide to purchase this. But I think it really sets the watch off, brings it closer to the Hamilton on a beautiful mesh bracelet, which will bring the price up to about $16, including a new mesh bracelet. That's an incredible bargain, I think. So, basic summary is, there's not much I can complain about this. It may take you some time to get used to how busy the dial is, but for me that wasn't such a problem. I don't wear the same watch every day, and it's just nice to change it. And just looking at that dial, it really looks and feels a lot more than this $12 price tag. A really, really good bargain. Now for a quick wrist roll. And that does look really good. Now, as I mentioned earlier, despite this having a really good strap considering the price, it's thick, it's padded, really good quality, comfortable, and it even has the Poedagar logo laser etched onto the tang. Well, despite all this, I will still be changing this for a mesh strap to more come in line with the original Hamilton. And so there you have it, the Poedagar 921P. And there's not a lot I can complain about this watch. $12. And for that, you're getting a really, really good bargain. The only niggle I would have is it can at times be slightly busy looking because of the subdials and all the details on the base. But if you can look past that, it's a fantastic buy for $12. Spend on the 4 and get a mesh for 16 and you have a great bargain. So until then, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon with another watch on the green chair. Until then, take it easy.